that's not necessarily so, because we live in a microwave society where people want things right now. There's so much information out there, you know, at Google University and on YouTube and all this other stuff that's readily available, but people still will pay somebody for a course, will pay somebody, for the knowledge that they can easily get, but they don't really have the time or the energy or the desire to go through that process. So, in an effort to create content, in an effort to give out information, and in an effort to create another form of income, which an ebook is another form of passive income. Once you write it, that can continue to give you passive income over a period of time. Decide I'm going to write an ebook, and I've always wanted to do something like that, and I love sharing information, so that's what I want to do. Another thing is to develop a course for disinfection, and which is another stream of income. Um, so I handle a lot of church cleanings, and we disinfect churches and other facilities. But that's one of the things that I kind of have become, known for, and I don't want to say an expert, but known for providing a lot of church disinfection cleanings and sanitations and stuff like that. And um, with churches coming back hopefully sooner than later, I want to be able to provide a course to teach them how to do this themselves. Once we come in and provide a cleaning, we want to be able to provide a service or a training for them so that they can teach their staff to be able to handle the day-to-day cleaning, as opposed to having to bring somebody in. Now that's value added for them, and it also, helps me when I come in to clean a location or facility, a church or what have you. It allows me to be able to get in there a little bit quicker because they have kept and maintained a consistent cleaning regimen to make my job a little bit easier, a little bit quicker, and in the end, it may be a better financial situation for them, because not all churches, have a lot of money, and not all churches, are able to be able to pay the amount of money that it costs to disinfect and clean their church on a more consistent basis now that we are going through this pandemic. Because whether you believe it or not, our our way of living has changed and is going to be changed for the rest of our lives, and we need to adjust to that. So in my efforts to kind of assist people with doing that, I want to provide a course and instruction to be able to show them how to do it themselves, and in turn make things a little bit easier for everybody. At least I think. Like I said, I like to share information, so that's what I want to do. Um, One thing, another goal that I want to achieve is to increase my business and personal stock portfolio to a certain number. Now, I already have a certain amount. I'm just, dibbling and dabbling in it right now, but I want to get to a point where I have increased my stock portfolio, not just on a personal level, but on a business level. For my business, I've allotted a certain amount of money every month to go towards purchasing stocks. And every month I'm buying more and more stocks, investing in more and more stocks on my business side and on my personal side. So that's another thing that I wanted to do. Of course, in order to get through this life, you need to work on your mind, your body, and your soul. And with the body portion of it, I want to make sure that I work out at least 3 times a week. Now, me being recently retired from the military this past September, and having been used to a workout regimen, I want to get to the point where, it's not, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but it's not something that I have to do. It's something that I want to do. I used to love to work out, but time has kind of run away with starting a new business and everything, where it's kind of difficult to kind of fluctuate and manage my time. So now I'm getting back into that mindset of you have to work out first. Of course, meditation and any kind of personal reflection, prayer, whatever you want to do to kind of get your mind ready to go. That's some things you need to work on in addition to a healthy eating diet. So I want to try to encompass all of those, and I think, and I've realized that when I do those things, it makes my day go a whole lot smoother, a whole lot easier, and I'm in a much better mood. Create another LLC. I want to get into another area of cleaning. I'm a commercial cleaner right now, so instead of just sticking with commercial cleaning, and I wanted to kind of not necessarily become an expert in it because I don't think I'm by far an expert at all, but I'm learning every day. I want to branch off into another area that people have repeatedly come to me and ask, okay, well, do you do this? So I want to be to the point where I can offer more amenities, more options for them. So I'm going into the residential field. Now, I firmly believe that residential cleaners are absolutely amazing. They are so much more detailed than commercial. I think a residential person can have an easier time of doing commercial than a commercial person can do residential. My personal belief, they're so much more detailed. Timing may not be the same. They're a little slower than commercial, but I think that I'll be able to maneuver that with the right personnel to be able to handle those jobs. So I'm definitely getting into the residential field. So more of that to come. Maybe I'll have another video about that. We'll see. Personally, I want to gain at least 2 more reoccurring accounts per month. I have a lot of one-time accounts, here and there, but I want that reoccurring account, whether it be 100, 200, 300, $1,000 a month, but you want that to stack over a period of time. So what I'm planning on doing is to gain more reoccurring accounts. It doesn't necessarily need to be big because you're stacking that amount over a period of time. You can't get rich. Well, you can, but you don't want to try to get it rich off of one person. You get rich over stacking your money over a period of time. So gaining more reoccurring accounts is definitely the way that I want to go, and that's what we're trying to shoot for in this coming year. And I just have this feeling that there's a shift, that there's a growth and a leveling that's going on for our company specifically, but for entrepreneurs as a whole. There's so much stuff out there. There's so much opportunities out there that you would be a fool to not take advantage of that. So that's what I want to do. I want to make sure we take advantage of this opportunity that's been given to us. So that's the intent of being able to pick up more reoccurring accounts. Read a book a quarter for personal development or enjoyment. Now, I said mind, body, and soul. You have to continuously develop your knowledge, your mental, your personal development. You have to continue to do that. If not, you just become stagnant. You don't really kind of progress or move forward. You're kind of just there. So I want to get into the habit of being able to improve my intellect, to my wealth of knowledge, and just increase that over and over, or continue to increase that day by day. One more back to I would say spirituality, but it's a little bit more than that. But I'll say it and then we'll go from there. Tithe more consistently. I tithe, but I don't think I do it enough. Let me not even say that. I'm sugarcoating it. I don't do it enough. So I want to tithe more consistently, and I understand the principle, and we have to get past, or I have to get past, because I'm talking about me, not everyone else. Have to get past the flesh of it, and feeling, oh, I have to hold this money, I have to hold this money. If you understand the Bible and what it says, it's a principle. Basically, it's a principle. The principle works. It's a giving principle. If you get that principle, you'll understand why tithing is important. And I'll leave it at that. Another thing I want to do is to work on building business credit. Like I said, I've only been in business, or been a business owner for a year, a little over a year, this past August. And I haven't really delved into building business credit, but I want to work on building business credit and also increasing my personal credit. You have much more spending power with the increase in your credit from your personal and also your business. So that's one thing I also want to work on for myself and for the business. Another thing I want to do is to learn bookkeeping, to learn how my numbers actually work. When you first get into a business and starting your business, some people will hire an accountant. Some people don't do that. Some people will try to do the books themselves. Some people don't even, worry about it. They just bring in all this money, and then they get hit later on in the year because they didn't really understand how their numbers work. They didn't understand taxes. They didn't understand, different registrations and fees and all this other stuff. So even though I'm hiring for that actual accounting area of my business, I still want to have the knowledge and understand what it is that I need to do in order to make that portion of my business a lot easier, a lot smoother. So you want to definitely, for me, I want to definitely understand bookkeeping, know what I need to know and what I need to do in order to give the correct information to my accountant, in order to know what expenses are tax deductible, in order to know how my business is actually growing. Because if you don't know what your numbers are for your business, if you don't know what your profit margin is, if you don't know what your overhead is, then you really don't understand the strength and the growth of your business. You don't know if your business is growing. You don't know if your business is declining. You don't know that until it's too late. So you need to understand that information as quickly as possible, or if not quickly as possible, make sure you pass that on to an accountant or some type of bookkeeper. I'm not sure what number I am. I'm on because I kind of skipped over a few of them because I didn't want to go through all of them. But just two more things, and then I'll leave it at that. I want to definitely make a video or a podcast at least once a week to become more consistent, to put out more information, to document my journey, to be able to see, okay, this is what I was back then, and this is how I've grown and improved, and seeing where the value is. Is it value added or not? Is it doing a service? Is it helping somebody? And in order to know how far you've come, you have to know where you started. You have to know where you came from, and that process in between. Last thing, another stream of income that I wanted to bring in, and it's not something that's really really flamboyant. It's not sexy or whatever, but a notary. A notary is another form of income, just another stream of income, because rich people get rich not from one form of income. They get rich from multiple streams of income. And if you can have multiple streams of income, you can always pretty much guarantee that you're always going to have something coming in, whether it be little, whether it be a large amount. You always have different hustles to bring in more money. With that being said, that's the gist of my list, and there are probably about 6 more things on my list that I wanted to kind of document for myself. But this video was just basically to get you to understand, as not necessarily just as an entrepreneur, not just as a person that owns their own business, but as a person as a whole. You have to set goals for yourself in order to progress and move forward. If you don't do that, you don't know where you came from. You don't know how far you've come. Set your goals, motivate one another. Get out there, get off that couch, press forward, and take 2021 by storm. This is Lewis from Squeaky Clean Commercial Cleaning Company here in Columbia, South Carolina. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, definitely comment. I would love to hear from you. You guys have a wonderfully blessed day.